Hello, and welcome to Decorating Pages podcast. I'm your host, Kim Wannop. How's it going? I hope you had a wonderful spring break. For those of you without kids, we get a break. I don't know what that's called. I don't know why it's called a break, because then you got to entertain your kids for a week. When I was little, we used to always go on vacation, which I know how hard that is now, and I really appreciate it. But it's actually great. I love spending time with my boys, and I love what they started ice hockey, and I'm just the proudest parent. I can't even tell you. So I got that going on, but it was fun. So I was not on last week, which I think was the first time in a year that I didn't have a new episode for you. I'm pretty proud of that stat, considering. With the spring break, and have just started a show, busy. And Emmy's coming up. I am the governor there, and just trying to get all that and peer group stuff, and very exciting stuff coming up, which I will announce soon, I hope. And yes, so we had a week off. I hope you caught up on some older episodes. Now this episode, I'm coming back strong, as per usual, with production designer Howard Cummings and set decorator Julie Ochipinti. God, I hope I got that right. I'm sorry. About Fallout Season 2. And I'm really happy to talk to these two, because they nailed it. I mean, this is a really hard show, and we're going to get into it all. And the creativity is mind-blowing, going from period to Western to punk to desert. They just had it all going on this season. So really, really wonderful to highlight this show. So award season is over. I think we're gonna. Oh, I'm happy about that. But it was amazing, and I hope you caught some of that Emmy coverage and Oscar and BAFTA and ADG coverage. It was just a wild season. I'm glad I wasn't working during that season, because I worked my ass off on this podcast for that. So check out any of that coverage if you missed it. I know that the people are still really enjoying the Hamnet and Frankenstein episodes, so go to it, get to it. Speaking of Emmys, though, I do have Emmy sponsorship episodes coming up for FYCs, which would be in May and June. So if you are a designer or a decorator or art director who would like to have their show promoted for an FYC, email me at kimwannop@decoratingpagespodcast.com, and I'll let you know what I got available, and let's just promote the work. Let's get it out there. So yes, let's see. I've been off here for a week or so. What Wannop's watching. I finished up DTF St. Louis. So that was last night. They had the final episode. I really liked it. It's dark humor, really dark, and Jason Bateman is really good in it. And the sets are very vernacular of regular people, but then there's this brutalist police station, which is kind of crazy, and showing. I think they shot it all in Atlanta, though. I don't know if it's actually St. Louis. I gotta be honest. I think I read that it's all Atlanta. And the Pit. I think the Pit has one episode left. I do not want that to end. I just don't. I love it. I love the pace of it. I love the characters. Just phenomenal writing and acting, I must say. So I did start The Comeback, which is on HBO. Production designer Kitty Doris Bates, who has done all 3 seasons, starting back from 2005. That's awesome. Bravo, Kitty. And they have on their set decorator for this season, Jill Raleigh December. So I hope that's correct. What I really love, another kind of dark humor, behind the scenes Hollywood show about kind of a D-list actress always trying to make a comeback. Lisa Kudrow is phenomenal, I must say, in this role. And I love this season. She's shooting a fake show at the Warner Brothers lot, And it's just tons of behind the scenes of the Warner Brothers lot and showcasing it. And I feel like this obviously was done deliberately to shoot in LA, to highlight LA, to highlight Hollywood and the studio system. I'm just happy that they are doing it and showing everything. And I think it's really funny. It's very uncomfortable, but I think it's really funny. I also started Hacks, started this last week, and it's their last season, season 5. Production designer Rob Tokars and set decorator Jen Lucart. I know they have done a fabulous job with this last season because they do a fabulous job every season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Hacks ends. I think the first episode was pretty strong because last season she fake died. They thought she was dead and now she's alive. So how does she come back from that? And the acting is just always good. And I feel like I laugh out loud at least once an episode over some like really slip by joke. I feel like they just throw little things in there that you got to pay attention to, kind of like a Veep. So I do really like Hacks. Looking forward to that. I did watch this film. I'm trying to get through every production design nominated Academy Award film ever. And I'm doing really well. I mean, there's more than half. I'm done more than half of the movies. What's holding me up is a lot of films aren't available, to be very honest. Or I don't want to spend like $5.99 or $4.99 every other night to watch it. But I had never seen Restoration from 1995, and it won that year. Production designer Ingino Zantini, and he's also credited as the set decorator, which I find a little odd, but I couldn't find anything to discredit that. This is Robert Downey Jr., and it kind of drew me to it because I thought, Robert Downey Jr. in 1995, I think that was the height of his, like, drugged out Culver City motel episode. So I really wanted to see how he was doing. But Meg Ryan's in it. A very young Hugh Grant is in it. I think it's like his second or third movie. The story is the exiled royal doctor to King Charles devotes himself to helping launderers suffering from the plague, and in the process he falls in love with Meg Ryan, who is crazy. So it was good. I mean, the production design is grand. It's the 1800s and castles and a lot of wigs going on. So it was good to watch. I'm glad that I could check that one off of the list. Let me just see what else was nominated that year. It's Apollo 13, Babe, A Little Princess, and Richard III. So I have seen all but Richard III. I have not seen that, so I got to get on that. But I hadn't seen Restoration. Oh, I do have set decorator Mark Jury. I did find it. I knew I found it. I just didn't put it in these notes. See, I do research while I'm watching these films. But yes, so I'm moving my way through that. And yes, I'm also moving my way. If you want more of this podcast, become a subscriber on the Gold Room episodes available on Patreon and iTunes. And it's an extra episode every month, and I just deep dive or go a little bit more behind the scenes. This April's episode was a contrast and comparing set decorating wise between the movie The Conversation, and Seven. And I've gotten some really good feedback about that. So check that out if you haven't. Again, it's available on iTunes and Patreon. And let's get to this episode. I have production designer Howard Cummings and set decorator Julie Ochipinti about, I hope that's right, about Fallout Season 2. And it's on Amazon. And at this point, the show is just showing off to how much they can achieve. That first season with Regina Graves, I spoke to her about all of the work, and it was incredible. And they have outdone themselves once again. It's a crazy, crazy show. It's based on a game, but they have just taken it really to the next level. What I found interesting and wanted to talk to them about is that the show moved from New York to LA. They rebuilt their huge vault sets. They turned a western town into Freeside, which is part of like their Las Vegas look. They built New Vegas at scale, like a new Las Vegas called New Vegas, and they balanced this game accuracy and taking, plenty of they saw so many comments, they said, when the show aired, from gamers just picking out the slightest little details that they put in there. So they're really, really in tune with what the game is and the storytelling of that into their dressing and their designs. There's neon, there's tons of wreckage, there's this pre-war glamour, which is so awesome. And yeah, the sets are just ridiculous, really. I also should say I have many friends who have worked on this show. I have Ethan Goodwin, Leanne Haddock, and Jane Madden, who are buyers and assistant decorators, and they, I know, work their bottoms off to get this show to look how incredibly chaotic and dirty as it does, and they did a phenomenal job. All of the buyers on the show and assistant decorators should be very proud of this work, because it's a crazy amount of work if you haven't seen it. Now, if you haven't seen it, Howard made up a whole presentation for me. I didn't have to do it myself, which was awesome, because it's hard to find pics sometimes of the sets that I really want to talk about. And so he made up a whole presentation. I usually like to use like ADG presentations, but so you can see the sets that we are talking about on this podcast video on YouTube, so you can follow along with the wonderful set photos that he has provided. Please check that out, because you get to see what we're talking about, and that's always fun. All right, I hope you enjoy. An episode before, just to see like what my friends are doing, and then watching this whole series, I was like, oh, I get it. Like, you guys really dove into the dirt here in California. I mean, you really got dirty.
They're in the desert.
Yeah.
Supposedly in the Mojave for almost the entire time. So it was definitely, what's great about the show is that every year is different because it's a road show and they keep moving to different places. And so, and as you know, the film world, of course, season 1, which was set in futuristic LA, was shot in New York.
Yeah. And then you moved here to do
season 2, which is it's set in Las Vegas, is shot in LA. But it's the way.
That's Hollywood. Now, how was the move for you, doing season 1 there and then like season 2? And was it a hard adjustment to come over and do it? And
well, it was okay. I mean, for me, no, it was great. I got, I had such a great crew on season 1 in New York, and they were all friends of mine.
Oh, good.
And then same thing. I got because when we moved, it was slow in LA, and therefore all these people that I got to basically hire all my buddies back again.
Oh, that's good.
Including Jules.
Yeah.
And so
from Westworld.
People from Westworld, and actually other people. There's a lot of people I'd worked with that ended up were on The Mandalorian and those shows, and they came on. So we kind of blended those two teams together, which was great because we have a bunch of we have volume sets and a lot of digital work, and so the combination of all that group was great. And the move was insane. 77 semis.
I was wondering how much you brought with you, because
we moved the vault set,
the vault.
basically.
Yeah.
And then actually, Regina Graves gave us pretty good stock of stuff. And so we shipped all that too. So it all came to LA, and that was quite an undertaking. And
that's great.
The crazy part is trying to tell people who hadn't worked on the show to put that vault set back together. And then of course in season 1, it was the vault set was broken into 3 pieces into 3 stages. Here it was all one giant stage.
So you had to reconfigure a little bit, and
I had to reconfigure, but it was great. I got to make the vault for real.
Yeah, everything connected.
And it was fun because it also had hosts in the in the stage.
Oh,
So,
there you
but
go.
somehow I worked it out. Like a lot of Tetras, but it worked.
I had interviewed Regina for season 1, so
Yeah,
I did a whole thing on that, but how where were your stages? Are you in Santa Clarita? Where were you?
Yeah, we were at Melody.
Melody
Our
Ranch?
base was in Melody for the second season. I always think it's the first season because it's our first
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we were out in Melody, which was great because every morning you walk the back lot, you see bunnies and coyotes.
Yeah.
It's such a great place to be, and we had some stages there. Then we were our
we had stages nearby, brand new ones. It's part of L.A. North.
Right. Yes.
There's a Santa Clarita, LA North on
Right.
top of the hill.
Yes.
And so their two studios are very close to each other. So we put the vault set up in LA North.
Oh, nice. Well,
But
then
then we got to rework Western town
yeah.
and
yeah.
reface everything there and work on that to create Freeside, which is an area just off the strip in,
Oh, yeah, well, I gotta get to that. But your travel times weren't too bad. Like, I know, like,
great.
prop house-wise, it's not ideal, but it's still, like, it's not bad between sets then.
Well, but we had so much
Yeah.
stuff. They ended it. They had us. They had set decks set up at Western.
Oh. Oh, so
Yeah,
then you worked out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
yeah,
basically had an entire Fallout prop shop. I mean, we obviously still had to do our deals at Warner Brothers and Universal, thank God.
Yeah.
But we were sort of given a 20 truck prop house of
Right.
perfect stuff from season one.
Right.
Stuff Regina drove all over the East Coast to get, and bing, here it is. And she was so great in helping me figure out what the hell this show was because it's like it's 50s, but it's
Yeah.
apocalyptic, but it's atomic, but it's like crazy western, and it's like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Roadrunner, weird, Good and the Bad and the Ugly, and Rat Pack Hollywood, and it was so many.
It's so great. I mean,
Yeah, it
that's
was like quite overwhelming, but luckily
yeah.
all the
In the beginning,
yeah.
uh,
what a
Jewel
movie.
said, "How the hell am I going to get to know all this stuff? I mean, there's just so much stuff, so many backstories and stuff
Yeah.
like that."
Yeah.
And I said, "I felt the same way in season one," and I said, "You'll figure it out."
I actually I texted the buyers that I knew and said, "My God, guys, great job, phenomenal. I have no idea what the story's going on, but I really love watching it." Like
Yeah,
I'm
for
still
sure.
confused, but
Yeah,
I
no, I
love
know.
it. But I
I
want to
think,
know what's happening, but I don't really follow what's happening.
yeah, I think this season already feels more. We see the journey already
Mm,
really, really well. We're all quite excited about this season. It feels,
3.
plus, we also know the language. We
Yeah.
haven't had to
Yeah. You didn't
invent the
reinvent.
wheel.
Yeah.
The,
So
this last season
for
was literally like, what? Wait, where? Who? How? Looking at all these crazy YouTube videos. Thank God for all the Fallout
Yeah. Well,
podcasts and.
that's what I was gonna ask. Have either one of you played the game?
uh,
No, I don't have to say. I
I
don't
have
think you have
I
to.
have I actually gave it to my it came I bought an Xbox and the game the first like I think it was Fallout 4
Yeah.
for my son and he I played it with him but I was so bad but later on he told me the Xbox changed his life and I said please don't tell me that
Yeah.
but he's a huge gamer so
Oh, well, then
you
he
know
knows.
I knew about it because I kind of was watching him and his friends play
So
and stuff.
then, did he judge your sets? Like, what is he like?
Oh, absolutely.
Dad,
They all do.
they all do.
But the fall, but it's I've been I thank God that most of the gamers have really felt like we hit the we
That's a compliment.
sunk into the game. And then when in season one, I wasn't sure we were going to do the game. Even Bethesda, the company, the gaming company, they didn't tell me they didn't tell me what to do. They just so I did my first presentation in season 1, and as I was looking at it, I'm going, "I actually this is, like, cool." I think the hard thing is to actually do what's in the game and make it real.
Right.
That's super hard because it's impossible stuff going on, and I said, "I'm just gonna, like, lean into the game," and then, which involved a lot of research and, I've got I've had some great researchers, from to begin with,
Play the
and now,
game.
and they just comb through the game, and there's so much tutorial
Oh my
because
god.
everybody tells you you can watch these, like, a lot of YouTubes and stuff. It was great. Of like, and I would tell Jules, just watch
Yep.
this, and they'll break down the history and they'll go into all the
Oh,
details.
sweet.
So,
Yeah.
so it was the fans who
Yeah.
actually taught us
Absolutely.
what, and you could also see what they thought was cool. And
Right.
then, and what's awesome is because they weren't telling me, like, season 1, we got to make up a lot of stuff. This season 2 was challenging because it had to be a very loved game. We were sticking, it had to follow the game.
Close.
And the game, as you can see in this picture you've shown up here, was there's this huge
Yeah.
section called, New Vegas, which and then, of course, our showrunners, who I love, have they write the pre-war version, and then we
Right.
get to destroy it.
Yeah.
So we do everything twice.
Yes. Well,
And not always in that order.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I hope that you're shooting it good first and then destroying it. That would
This time
I
I
would
said it,
really
there's a lot
probably
going on.
I would probably, like, kill the AD. I would probably kill them if they were, like, back and forth or destruction first or, like, I don't.
Yeah, and well, then we had, it crosses different episodes, so then we're
Yeah.
having a whole different directing,
Yeah.
you know, different DPs, all have to coordinate
Yeah.
about the amount of lighting you can see, and the practical
Yeah.
lighting we had going on here was crazy,
Oh.
and
Kimberly, do you know the Valley Village Mall?
I do. I've shot there. One of the abandoned buildings, we did a whole office for Veep a whole season, so I'm very familiar with the shopping center.
yeah, and I used to go to the Gold's Gym, which is
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, yeah,
Still
it's a
surviving.
weird. I don't know how it's still standing. I heard they were gonna tear it down, I think once or twice, but yeah, this
They
is
did tear it.
Yeah.
it is
Actually,
gone now?
yeah, there was an
Oh,
article in the LA Times saying
well.
that the lowest point came when a post-apocalyptic TV show used it as a main set, and
Wait,
then that caused them to tear it all down.
I
So,
well,
but it's not all down. Some
but
of it's still.
that's part of LA, is, like,
Exactly.
turning these pieces into sets and being able to make it apocalyptic, like.
Plus, every morning you'd show up to dress that set. You could buy your drugs. You
Yeah,
could,
the drug dealers are right there,
yeah, you
and
could
you
have
got the
some doggy.
freeway fumes coming at
Yeah,
you. It's
doggy for
fine.
the car if you wanted. I mean, it's like it was skank central,
Yes,
and they
yes.
were, they put
I
up
know.
fences
We
immediately.
had to have a lot of
Yeah, a
security.
lot of security. Yeah.
Well, and then of course the word got out that we were, because the minute you
People
put
probably
up
stealing your
any,
shit too.
yeah,
Yeah.
anytime you put up a sign, all of a sudden there were,
Drones and
yeah, and
people, fans, like,
Fans. Oh,
like
drone.
leaking.
guys had like 30-foot poles with their phone on top trying to look over the
That's
fence.
kind of exciting though. That is
Yeah,
exciting.
we kind of knew then we were on to something
Yeah.
like special, because people were at that point going kind of ape shit to try to find
Yeah.
out where we were shooting, what we were doing, how close it looked to the game. And the early feedback was actually really good, because we were like, okay, people are stoked about
Yeah.
it. They're,
Oh my god, yeah.
this is better than we thought. And we were encouraged that we were we were gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Well, you
So,
did.
like this said, I
How
think the
long did
big
this
challenge is scale,
Yeah.
because in the game it's huge, and I don't think any of the producers really in the beginning understood. I said, this thing's huge. It's Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's a
So I'm not
strip.
sure.
It's a part of
I
the
wasn't
strip.
sure how we were going to do this, but and then controlling that much acreage, or even just shooting it, and lighting it, was going to be. So we had to play a lot with scale and size, and and manipulate the thing. I mean, it it's called a strip. It maybe is a little bit more like a cul-de-sac, but hey,
It still is.
but we kind of took all the elements from the game and tried to, like, make it relate somewhat, but
Yeah.
in the end, it was more our storytelling had to also work. So we moved things around and stuff.
Plus at night, the lights were
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
spectacular. It was
All
like,
that neon. Did you have that neon made?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all,
Yeah.
and then some of it's so, and because of the retro futuristic thing, some of it's like neon and some of it's LED.
Yeah.
I kind of, the rule was more like the farther away it was or the higher it
mm,
was, it became LED because it was so much easier to work with and we had to install so much of it,
yeah, lots
you
of
know.
fun.
But we did a lot of concept
Mm.
work for this and stuff, and then worked really closely with, the Grip and Electric, and
Oh my
our
God, yeah.
department's amazing.
And a
We
fountain, there's special effects. I mean, you there's a
Yeah,
lot
no,
going
it
on.
kinda like was it kinda had, and that I don't you can't really tell in this thing. See the Lucky 38, that kind of curving thing?
This.
That's an awning, actually, it's fabric.
Mm.
It took us a
Oh
long time
wow.
to figure out what it was in the
Well,
game, but
this.
that's
Yeah.
fabric stretched across there, which was a whole even and you can see it later on when it's, after the bombs have fallen, you can see it shredded,
Yeah.
and yeah, we did all that.
Yeah, because of course you know yourself, you don't have the budget for before and after, so you just shoot before and then you screw
Yeah.
it up after. It's like, and then you hope you don't go back to it.
Yeah.
But what was your timing to just like a week? Like how long did you have?
We
Yeah.
A
I
week.
mean, you were building for
Well,
a
no, for
few
the
weeks,
changeover.
but yeah, the dress was probably a week
It
as
was
well.
about a week,
Yeah.
yeah.
God.
And then we had a changeover.
Because we had to paint, so we had the buildings looking clean, and then they all had to
Yeah.
be painted, and then, there was supposed to be these crazy creatures in there,
Yeah.
and they make nests, and so Jules was in there. You can see some of it, I think, on
Yeah.
that, and in the next slide, you can sort of see,
Spanky.
oh, no, we did this, we decided to lay this thing out with the pre-war look
This.
and the post-war, but if you wanna move forward, yeah, you
This
can
the
see.
post war. Oh, is this your Emmy presentation, by the way?
No, we
No.
just did
This is
this
for
for
you.
you.
Oh, well guess what? You can use it for the Emmy submission. So double work done.
This.
Oh, wait, I had to do a separate one for that because I think we're doing, just I'm just submitting.
Oh, it's just the one episode, yeah. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
it turned out to be 5 was 100% new sets,
Mhm.
but they still make you do a presentation.
Well, it's only 40% now, so
I know, but we were
It
at
was
100 and I kept saying,
you can
"Oh."
submit up to 3 episodes though.
I know, but I thought,
I know.
okay.
I know.
who
I'm
had
trying to make it I'm trying to make it easy. We're
We
trying to
actually
make
like we have too many sets. I said, you're aware. I even wrote them and said, you're aware it's like 30 sets per episode. So I mean,
yeah.
like
yeah.
we that's our kind of our average is somewhere between 25 and 30 sets. And I said,
You know,
and
I
they're not
started
small
to
sets.
yeah, I started to write down like I think I got to episode 4 and I was writing down what sets I wanted to talk about and I was like, fuck it. I was like, forget it. It's everything. Like I can't not talk about everything. It's crazy.
I know.
You can
It's
see
there's
is there
so
the next
many.
I think the next slide you can see a little more like here's yeah.
The
So
destruction, yeah.
like in the bottom right corner, there's these nests of weird eggs and
Oh
things.
yeah.
And I like what Jules,
Mhm.
it's not in the game, but we took some of these casinos and then Jules actually gave them a personality.
Mm.
Like we leaned there's a casino called Gomorrah, and you can see on the left, we went kind of
Right.
Egyptian.
Egyptian.
And then, so each one she added all the detail
You
of.
gotta have a theme, you know
Yeah,
yourself.
well, it helps. It helps. There's a cat lady in every episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And
if you're not gonna
there's
tell me, I'm gonna make her a cat lady. I don't know.
in the upper left, the Tops Casino was not, it's not described, so it just seemed like a circus
Circuit
thing. So we
theme.
have
Okay, yeah.
circus things, and later on, and when it's destroyed, you see all these weird, pieces of the casino tossed into because they've all been ransacked by,
And there's actually, it's funny. There's
giant
actually.
lizard creatures. Yeah,
And do you remember our prop master worked in the movie theater that was a movie theater in
the
the
Regal. Yeah,
Regal? Yeah, he was like, I used to work here.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Flashback.
80s, yeah, 80s guy.
So when you're discussing with them, what actually this destruction is gonna be, and you're laying it out and everything, are you tied to story? Or are you helping the story? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
like the placement of even like there's a whole thing. There's a whole well, there's a bunch of action. Every
Yeah.
almost every set has some kind of action thing, but this one involved like a giant, lizard
Lizard
thing
Lizard
thing.
thing.
busting
Yeah.
through doors and then crawling up. And I had the idea that crawl up on the car and puncture the top of the car. And, they're hiding back. So we had to block it out. So we have to, fortunately, we have some great, I have some great set designers that
Mhm.
have deal and use Unreal Engine to we could lay out all the lighting and on
Oh,
the
that's
day we're
great.
going to shoot to kind of lay out because we had a lot of sets that had to combine, and
Right.
like we go through a gate here and
Right.
then we be shooting like this. We combine this with the street at Melody Ranch
Here, when they go through that
and
gate, right?
use
Yeah.
the gate,
Yeah.
and then we had to figure out the lighting thing for all the how that all worked. And we could do that. And
Complicated.
then we'd sit down, and so I could do a lot of preview work with all the DPs and directors, and really just move that we do we 3D model almost
Everything.
everything,
It's so
and so
helpful.
we can actually position things. So when we go to dress, and if we have a really short schedule like we did
We do, yeah.
to turn things over, we know where we're putting things. Then
Right.
you
But are
might
you
miss it all, which but we hit our marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
are you block shooting? Is it
No,
no, no.
we do not
Yeah.
block shoot.
Yeah.
Did you have all of the
Well, we have
episodes?
to go back. Like we have to keep
Go
going back to
back.
places,
Oh,
and
no.
so it's yeah,
You
Tricky.
couldn't just shoot
yeah.
out? You couldn't just shoot out
Well,
set?
something like this, we were able to shoot out.
Well, we ganged it, but
Mm,
we fortunately they tend to write the episodes, they kind of bleed into the storylines, kind of bleed into each other. There aren't huge separations,
Right.
but yeah. So yeah. So
I mean, I'm gonna get to your pretty sets in a second, but I would think they would try to block it out for
they
you.
can't. We have multiple directors, so you can't really do that.
Yeah.
And then except for
Well,
it always turns out that episode one, which is usually a little bigger,
mm.
we shot episode one, the very last shot of season two, but a shot in episode one. And it was like it went through the whole thing, but that's because we had a kind of producing director.
oh, so you could do
So
it.
that we do set it up that way somewhat. So sometimes, like for instance, if we do a foreign unit and stuff, we have to block shoot that part, or a big distant location where there's a lot of things. We'll have to bring
Like
everybody.
Lancaster, distant location.
Well,
Yes.
well, no,
Was that in the zone? No.
we actually shot in Baker, and
Yeah.
yeah, we shot out. Yeah, Lancaster actually is a part
It
of it.
yeah.
Parts of it. You stay on this line, you're
Yeah,
okay.
and you're in the zone, and you step over there, you're out of the
I
zone.
learn all those tricks.
Um, and then dressing wise, accumulating all of the wreckage and everything. So you were turning your good stuff into wreckage?
Yeah, well, a lot of it
No.
was a dusting,
Yeah.
to sort of just give it the Vegas sand look. But
And then I'd have to go to her to say, like,
yeah,
what can I
what
trash?
can we
Yeah,
trash?
what can we break? Yeah.
Like, I
Nothing.
really want some roulette tables. Could we?
Oh,
Yeah,
I liked when he picked up the wheel in the other
yeah,
scene and he picked
Yeah,
up the
for the
wheel.
steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So we were able to do a little fudgy where it's not exactly the same thing, but in the destruction we just put something to disguise the fact that it's now something that we own that we can destroy.
Yeah.
In the show, the current day show, which is actually 2277 theoretically,
Mm,
after the bomb, the cars don't work, so they're
So
really
they've been
set
there.
dressing. They're set dressing.
They've been
So
there.
we Jules went and we found she found this place where we had this guy has this huge graveyard. I'd actually like to shoot there because
Oh,
it's so
wow.
of cars, and then
all
and then we
vehicles.
take those cars and
Yeah,
we had a
see.
stock of like 13 or 14 cars,
Mm.
and we'd like reposition them or repaint them or shove them around. And then of course, then the picture car guy would come in for the new cars,
Oh
the
my, for the
operational
ones that they
cars.
wreck.
And yeah, yeah. So
Now, did you get to keep those cars?
cars are a big way of telling stories,
Yeah. Did you
period.
keep those cars like
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
last season? Do you keep them?
we bought them because they were so it just became something that we
Because
needed.
we end up
You know,
piling.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
use them for
Those are great dressing, especially like
yeah.
we get to the flea place and
yeah,
everything.
that love that flea guy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do a pretty set.
Well,
So
see, we like the skanky. I'm a skanky girl myself, so
I
I like.
like I like to make it dirty too. I mean, I'm fine too. I can do both. I'm fine.
But this was fun. We
This
got
is
to
fun. That mural is amazing.
That's Howard. Howard designed that.
well,
This mural.
we had a great. I had this idea for the mural, and then you know why? Because because I wanted to distract people from the view outside because we hadn't built because it's not
And look, you didn't even
we
include it.
yeah
Look at you.
we had a so there's a balcony and a view, but we didn't have time. This came up really
Mm.
fast. We didn't have time to digitally. We would have had to digitally build it because it's not. It's our
Oh,
the flashbacks are 2077 and it doesn't look like Las Vegas.
right.
And so I said, "Look, I'm going to give you a view, but in the room." And so that's how that came
Don't
up.
look over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. I was focused on the mural myself
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
because I love the color palette. I don't know if I can.
yeah.
Well, this is an Ethan and Howard really went
Yeah,
to town on this
yeah,
one.
and I was going like, let's make it. I also live in Palm Springs, and it's like, but that
Yeah.
kind of tonal thing,
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
like
Love it.
yeah,
because the show
quite
is so
beautiful.
colorful, and I said, let's. And with these two characters, actually, I set that up with Regina in season one. Their house, which is Cooper and Barb's house, was the we controlled the palette there too,
Right.
and I felt like where they go, we try to make it
Warm.
slightly less gamey
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a way, you know what I mean, and a little more just 50s cool style,
Oh,
you know.
I love these
That's what's so
sconces.
great about all
Oh,
the flashback stuff is,
yeah.
the Rat Pack stuff is just the coolest stuff, going on. I've never done any of that real 50s, so it was like really fun just
And I think Ethan
to go
found
back.
I think
Yeah.
Ethan found some of the white furniture, and then we go, oh, that's it. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and
It really pop. The white really pops off of
yeah, Jules
the
had the bed, all the bed mate. We had a custom bed, and
I finally got to do silk schlo
oh, I said, yeah,
Shamil Shamazel Shamis.
Shanta, yeah, yeah. I
oh,
said, oh, we have to do that, yeah, because I wanted that iridescent E, but
oh,
you know,
it's so
I
great.
rely on Howard a lot for these
It's
more tasteful sets.
it's so great. I mean, the sconces, the lighting panels that you give on the side is fantastic. All these huge, these wonderful lamps, of
Well, it's
course.
because you can, it's 50s, but it's atomic
Yeah.
forward
You have
50s. It's
such a mix. Now,
yeah, it's
do
it's
you
its own thing.
do you find that to be a freedom or a
Yes,
restraint?
100%, because it was like Westworld. You're not
Right.
trapped in a,
God, you
in
guys are perfect to do this, really. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
totally. It's you're not trapped in a literal period. You have a lot of leeway, which I like because I'm a bit loose. I tend to be kind of, I'm not
oops.
Mrs. Dot the I's, cross the T's. I'm a little loosey goosey, so I
And
like.
go to the penthouse for a second.
Yeah.
That's her flashiest, probably.
Yes.
This is a direct thing from the
The
game.
chandeliers, the flooring. It's
I know
so
the
beautiful.
chandelier she found,
Oh, this.
because you can see in the concept and the split between the concept of the thing, there was so much lighting, the crazy monitors. Because
I know.
if you look at the set picture on the lower right,
Yeah,
it's
this.
not added in, and all those things worked.
So
See, so
it's
the whole
for.
background,
Mm.
everything out the window, that was all real, and all the things on the screen actually worked.
Oh
It
my
was,
God, that's great. That console you had to have built, right? You built that.
yeah, it
Thank
was.
God for the art department.
And then some of them are actually real ones, and
Yeah, the
yeah,
lower, all the green
All the green ones
green
are real.
screens are all ones that we had to, find the shells and um play back all those working, and then the other ones are just
Yeah.
And
LEDs.
See, it was a real feat.
It was
But
gorgeous.
it was a huge thing.
and then you had to trash that. That was
Yeah,
sad.
of course, we got to trash
We
that.
got to trash that too.
Howard
Now,
was like,
are
"Are
you?
you up your beautiful
Oh yeah, I really wanted-
drapery?" I was like,
Oh,
yeah, that well, it's a little hard to tell here because somebody's
this.
moved it around, but the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
shears,
the
so
shears. Yeah,
you can still sort of see.
there's
We
a
had to do a bunch of testing to
piece
make
on the
sure
bottom.
you see the imagery.
gorgeous.
Yeah, we weighted the bottom with
It was painful.
that, but that also helped hide some of that not seeing down.
Right.
Great.
And
It was-
your diabolical chair here.
yeah, I know it's Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. That was such a that was the sort of set you walk onto, and you're like, this is why I get up every day. This is like
Yeah.
the coolest,
Where
the
did
coolest thing.
where'd you find the shandies?
Warner Brothers.
Warner. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
You know, as you know, the volume of anything is impossible. And I was like,
Yeah.
Howard, this is it. We have to go with these.
Well, they're definitely the exact right size.
You can't find quantity anymore.
Yeah, and I loved, we in the concept, I didn't do the vintage thing, but I think the vintage thing just helps the whole show.
Yeah.
And
You
because
tied it together.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, out of all
Mm,
all the categories,
yeah.
because in the Emmys they combine period and fantasy.
Yeah.
We
Well,
are-
I'll tell you this though.
period and fantasy.
You
so-
are.
so-
But if there are more than 24 submissions for fantasy, it gets its own category.
It does.
It
Okay.
does. It does.
We'll see. Yeah, but that's
I
a
did.
lot.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah, you know what? It had 24 for about 5 years, and then we got it passed, and then last year that didn't make it. So it's really heartbreaking. So, but hopefully this year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This set when Justin Thoreau and Walter Goggins were doing their, have you watched the whole show?
Yes, I've seen it
You know,
all.
that scene where they're just
It's back and
they're
forth.
just dead on each other.
Yes.
It was like you could hear a pin drop. I mean, everybody was like, because I've never worked with either one of these actors, and it was like, wow, these guys are
Well,
there's some serious
they're actually
So good.
buddy.
boxing going
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
so
it was
it-
cool.
I
It's
think
so good.
Hamilton, who's
Yeah,
you
he
know,
suggested
Justin. Yeah.
like, hey,
He's
buddy, you
I
wanna
love
be
him. I love
in the show.
I've loved him since Deadwood. I love him.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic.
It was incredible, that set. I loved it.
Freeside. The where was this at? Where's this town?
Melody. So we
This
took the
is still-
western town and like
Oh.
refaced. We
Yeah.
juggled a lot of buildings around, and they had a. So we kind of moved and then built a bunch of facades and stuff as well.
I was gonna say I don't recognize it, so I
Yeah,
guys
we-
did
we
a
had
lot.
and then kind of did a bunch of road work, and then but it was really fun. That was a fun dress.
Amazing
It-
to see all the extras in the costumes was like,
Hey.
again, just
It's a little hard to see, but see where the E is on Freeside. That was that whole crazy store. Was it like
that was my domestic bliss.
it?
I got to come up with some actually really great names for some of these crazy, because again, it's Skanky Town. So Howard's like,
Atomic Wrangler.
this is Jules
Yeah.
Town.
Anyhow, that was all like 50s
50s.
mannequins in very sexy outfits.
Yes, in the storefront.
Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird, like burlesque.
I think you can
store.
kind of see it here, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
So you just couldn't.
you do see it when they walk by, though.
Yeah, you can,
Yeah.
and you can feel like the length of this set always makes everyone just, you're in the world.
Yeah.
You're not in a little corner on the stage. This is always the sets that the actors show up and they're just like, we are in Freeside.
It should be every set. This show is so amazing. Every set should blow them away, really. I mean,
they could set the whole series in Freeside. There's so much going on there. There's so much potential.
I think this is when I think Ella and Walton walked in and they just went, "Oh my God, this is even bigger than season 1.
Yeah.
This is insane." And they were like, and I was going, "Yeah, it didn't get smaller.
no.
It really didn't."
I hope your budget didn't get smaller.
It did.
It
You
did.
did.
It did.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yet you pulled it off.
we are, like we fit in the TV mold, every season they
This is
said,
not
"Oh,
TV.
the budget just seems to shrink, but the
I
writing
know.
doesn't.
Yeah.
This is not TV, and I think we all know that we're all, anyone working on something, especially streaming, you're
Yeah.
doing films. You did 8 films here. I mean,
Well,
it's insane.
Oh, what I think it's funny is like all that, when the trailer and everything was first came out,
Yeah.
all the fans go, "Oh, well, they clearly got more money." And I
Yes.
was going,
Yeah.
"No,
Oh, the fans
they
are
did
talking about
not
the
get
budget?
more
That's
money."
fantastic.
Like you always, you become your own worst enemy because you deliver no
Yes,
matter what
yes,
the
yes.
restrictions. So we'll edit that out from the producers. But
We had,
No, everyone says it. You don't
no,
have to edit it.
we
Everyone
actually
says
had,
it. We all know where the money goes, but
yeah,
we're not
no,
getting
we
it.
actually had, well, I was fortunate enough to have producers from season one also do season two. And honestly, their creativity and and understanding, like, oh yeah, like this set wasn't cheap.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but it was important. And then
yeah,
they said, okay, well, we'll do that, but you got to give me some, you
yeah.
got to give me some help
yeah,
on some of these other things. But
And that's understandable.
you
That's
can do not everything. Like when we get to the end, like with the flea soup thing,
yeah,
that was like cost. I said, what can we put together that's wacky with stuff I already have?
yeah.
And
Well, again, very similar to Westworld. The producers are from Westworld, so they know what we
Oh,
can do. And in Westworld, you just dump
tremendous.
you dump somebody out in the desert with a campfire.
yeah.
It's the
Right.
same in Fallout. You stick the guys out on the sand dune, and it's the coolest thing.
Yeah, so I mean, what's fun about the show is just being able to create a crazy tower with car parts,
Yeah.
Yeah,
as because it was just described, and actually the showrunner said, "Could you just please do a shack?" And I said, "I can."
yeah,
Again, but it's gonna look
And
awesome.
she walked up, and I was like, "Okay, it's all stuff we had. It was
But
just stuff we had,
but
like, and then came up with this idea. And some of this is taken right out of the
yeah,
game
hundred
too,
percent.
But
So,
the
but
thing is, though, I think as a viewer, you're watching and you're looking to see, like, well, what did they piece together? What did they save?
yeah,
What is that made of? That's
Yeah,
part of the fun of being a viewer on a show like this is discovering the sets and how they are still living and making structures. So I think anything like this where it's all cobbled together
yeah.
is
Without
fun.
feeling like
Still fun.
and you can see just based on the concepts, it is cobbled together, but we figure it out, so
Yeah. Yeah.
because like we also like, okay, you have to put this up and with one lift,
yeah,
and you have to get up. This is on the one on the right is the one on the left. Oh, funny. The one on the right is on top of this hill that's very hard to get to, and trying to get these things. How high can I get it
yeah,
with the lift? And then okay, you get one day,
Yeah.
okay, and then the one on the left is like the parking lot behind the building. You
It's
know,
like
it was like literally, you have to. It's like we do like that kind of, but we found this one little spot, and I'm going, okay, it's all about this sign.
yeah.
this is
So
one of those fun scouts where you just scout a piece of land and you're like, so over here it's
Yeah,
gonna be this,
yeah,
and over
yeah.
here it's gonna be
We
this, and
actually have
everyone's out of
this.
the van.
Yeah,
Everyone's just
exactly.
looking at land, and you're like,
Well,
okay,
what's cool is the history of the game lets you take these mad locations that were obviously all once functioning, and then 200 years later, what has happened to that spot?
right,
Um,
right,
and who has come in and pilfered, and who has turned it into their own, like, clubhouse. And so everything has this lovely evolution of periods and death and destruction, which I just love because nothing is straightforward. There's not a single thing that you go, oh yeah, I know what that is.
yeah.
It's like, what the hell is this? Which is such a good stretch for the brain.
And so creative for you guys to have the project of like that. You know what I mean? It's so
And to be in LA,
awesome.
to
Yeah,
be here with our crew and at home, it's just like
yeah.
it's the dream. It really is a dream. We're all so stoked to be back, and everybody's like same exact crew from last season, basically. And it's just
we
awesome.
almost like that one location, the one on top of the hill. We almost lost because of the fires.
Mm,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
Actually, there weren't fires. That was in Lancaster, and when there weren't fire. Weirdly, there weren't fires in
Mm,
Lancaster, but our Melody Ranch, we had to evacuate several times.
yeah.
Oh
You
man.
know,
Yeah. We got shut down for what, a month. Well, like everyone else.
because of
Yeah.
air quality and them checking it out and
Yeah.
yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. It was
So we're now we're not in Melody this year, which is, I think for natural disasters feels a bit
Feels good.
better.
Feels good.
well, we're doing a little bit there.
Yeah.
We still go there.
Yeah, we're going back, but
It's-
we're not based there anymore.
Yeah.
Now to contrast that other high-end hotel room, you have
Yeah,
this.
got to do, and it was fun because we were doing them at the same time. Which
Oh,
was
that's fun.
yeah, it's really fun to like go from one, and one was on one stage, and you
Yeah.
just walk over to the other one, and was and this was like
I love this
it's just a
wallpaper.
hotel room, but it was a fun little
Yeah.
set, and and it was modeled off there's a game hotel room, and it has look at that crazy wallpaper.
I love the wallpaper.
We printed it, and I was
Oh,
going, this is the oddest wallpaper. It's I don't know what it, but
Yeah.
it was in the
it's
game.
like geometric, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's like kind of
brown tones, and
I know. Just
I don't know what's
like
going on.
it's so weird. And I'm going, I'm doing this weird wallpaper.
And you put the ghoul in there in that position, and it's
Yes.
just so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
look how cool he is.
I love this scene
Yeah.
between them, and a lot happens in this room. So
yeah,
it's
it does.
pivotal, really, a lot
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. And then and to be able to do the shot, like, so we built the whole facade of that hotel.
Oh, on the
Uh,
outside where he falls out.
yeah,
That's part of
and the sign and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's all in Freeside.
over
The-
here.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was fun. It was really,
But that set is not over here. That set is on your stage.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. And sometimes you fool. I don't know. Sometimes you never know. You're doing it
No,
practice.
believe me, the producers wanted it to be, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't going to work out.
No, you need it to be bigger and probably that probably was only a facade. What are you gonna do? Build out the whole
I
thing?
really get to see the Wrangler that well, the interior of the bar.
Yeah, it was very dark, but
Kind of a pity, because that was the old Westworld saloon that Howard like
Oh
completely.
my god.
Yeah,
we flipped it around
Full
completely.
circle.
Yeah, so
that was really cool.
yeah, I go, how can I mess this up?
Yeah.
I go, oh, put the stage on the other side. And I kind of like and a lot of the people were Westworld people on the crew, and they kind of got all turned around. They were like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So,
How many ways can you skin a saloon?
this was,
Oh my god.
oh yeah, this new thing, completely new faction of people.
The camp. I don't know who these people are. They got camp. They got tents.
Yeah,
Crucifying.
they think
They-
they're part of the Roman Legion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, so they got everything out of a book, but they've messed it all up.
Yeah.
They don't really understand.
Yeah.
So it's
It's a good mash of, contemporary weaponry, and they're wearing football uniforms that have been
cobbled together, but they're using World War II guns. It's a whole like or handmade rifles and
Yeah.
stuff.
That was a giant, obviously huge
It's a huge dress.
set deck. Just like
Well, yeah, you are the set. I mean,
we are the set. And
yeah.
we had to do two of them, two sets, because the whole idea is that these two factions are fighting against each other to get to Caesar, who is dead, and to figure out which legion is going to rule the lands. And so it turned into, a Howard's like, okay, we're going to do this big giant camp times two. And I was like, oh,
Oh
shit.
shit! I know. So the tents were the big thing. So
Yeah.
Jules,
Every time I put up a tent, there's a windstorm.
mock up the tent, because you can't buy these, so they're all
Yeah.
hand. And but we were doing mock-ups of the tents, and I'd run around the corner, and there'd be a tent, and I go, no, it should be bigger.
Yeah.
We should, we
Always
kind
bigger.
of did those organically. Well, because you wouldn't wait for a drawing. So,
Oh, it's
I
yeah.
got to do them now, Howard.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And
Well, I'm kind of with her, but you gotta
they'd be there.
you
And I
gotta.
said,
So
Yeah.
you had these tents made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
what was your lead time to this snow, Howard? That's why she had to get it going.
I
Probably.
know. No, she was.
We kind of knew about this one. We had enough time to work out, because because it's in the game. It's not all, again, period correct. So they actually had scaffolding inside, so we could use scaffolding to help
Um,
frame the
frame
tent,
it.
but then you had to kind of make it look like
Yeah, they weren't.
wine.
They weren't period
Yeah,
tents.
it was strange.
And then we are going, where did they get these tents?
Yeah.
And they aren't army. They aren't repurposed army tents either.
No, it's definitely its own.
We have another faction that they use army tents, and
Yeah.
that's a little more.
So these are just straight out of the game, sort of working out, how big and how many, and then of course there's fighting, and they all get destroyed, and then the wind actually came
Oh
through.
Well,
wow!
that's what I was gonna say. I mean, every time I put up a tent,
Fires when this happened, and
Yeah.
this thing got blown.
We kind of lost the entire set.
oh,
It all went, and the guy, everybody ran out there. It was great, like the grips and everybody was helping try to save the set, and we then had to redo portions of the set throughout the whole season.
Yeah, because we didn't shoot, we didn't block shoot it, so we were recreating parts of this set in different places.
Trying to match something that had blown away 3 months ago, and
How many tents do we actually have that
Yes.
aren't completely shredded, and we reconfigure it all and do stuff?
so how much crew are you putting on this? I mean, if you're putting up all these tents,
Well, I think we would usually run about
yeah.
30 guys.
But you're also dressing something else, shooting something else while you're doing this.
Yeah, we were doing, I think, the strip at this point too, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'd swell up. Obviously, they're awesome here. The producers are awesome with letting us, obviously grow. There's, we don't get crushed too often because they know that
Yeah, you're
we're doing
spread out.
completely giant things, 2 units at once. So they're really sort of, they trust us because they've known us forever. But yeah, it's usually probably 30 guys is
Yeah.
kind of the average. Plus my crew of like 10. So like 40 people is kind of the.
Which doesn't seem enough, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. I mean, over a couple days, probably you had probably maybe hopefully you had a week or so maybe to do this. I don't know.
I don't even think it was a week.
I don't even know if you'd want a week because it could
Yeah,
blow
no.
over.
To stay up.
Yeah.
All that stuff had,
Yeah.
I remember, I think we had 5 days, but that included, I had to, this was a state park in
Mm.
Oregonville, and it was the original Fort Apache
Oh wow.
here, and that you could see there's a little historic marker, and you could see where Fort Apache was, and the set was in this valley, which I thought was interesting. And but it was all predicated on it had to be viewed from above, which doesn't make a lot of sense if you're an army, but it did
Yeah.
make sense for our story. So we did this whole thing, and but it was like we had to bulldoze and kind of terraform some of this with
Wow.
because it wasn't quite big enough, and they were good
They
about
were very good.
they were good
Yeah.
about letting us do all that, and it something happened then, and so I think Jules only ended. Remember, you only had like 4 days.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah,
but-
and then we walked through with I walked through with uh the director on a Saturday morning.
Yes,
I think
we were out
which
there.
we don't do actually that very often.
No.
But we did for this because she really wanted to hit all the beats of how how to show off all this.
Plus, the thing that always saves me is I always tell myself, although on this show everything's so laid out, people don't really know how far you're going to go. You can always rein
Right.
yourself in.
Right.
So, you leave something in the tank to go, actually we don't need that. We've
Right.
done enough. Let's focus our time on what we actually have to do, and then hopefully next time we can, like this season, we're going to be even bigger with this camp. So
Man.
we
You-
get to use
And
it
I'm,
all
I'm,
again.
I'm
Hope you saved all your tent.
picking a non-windy place
Yeah. Okay.
on a hillside.
Maybe not like a gully because we're
Yeah.
like a
Very
windstorm.
safe place. You're gonna love it when you see it. It's super iconic and fun. And
Well, both of your
You can
crews
see all
are
the stuff
amazing.
so Jules has got everybody out there making stuff, for all this crazy stuff that's in here.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's
barbed
fun.
wire, and I mean, you either
You're doing things
And
from the
like
game.
people in cages and
Yeah.
like
yeah.
boiling pots of arms and legs and things. It was just
Yeah.
like
And they
she loves
also
that. She loves
I
this
do
stuff.
love
They're
it. And they
cannibals.
also, they have very unique things that the Legion, they're sort of fighting dummies, and they had very sort of
Yeah, we had like practice stabbing dummies.
yeah, so that was fun to kind of work out how to make these strange things and
Yeah,
And
surprise.
his
so
throne.
we
You
go
made
through
like a
the
throne.
game and just find anything we thought was cool and go, what about this? And then,
And
And
the
the
show,
interior of the tent is very like decked out too. I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah,
did
yeah,
the in
he got it.
dress the interiors of them.
Caesar needs to nap. He's
Yeah.
a type of guy.
Oh,
He's
emperor.
got his little bed behind him, and he's got to be admired and loved as you do.
Yeah.
And then we found out it was going to be Macaulay Culkin, which was
Yeah, it was
Like the
su-
weirdest, like, really?
surprising of like, oh, you're showing up in this cool.
I know, and it's completely. Oh, okay, bitchin'. And everybody was all excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's great, but it takes me out of it. It
Does
ta-
it?
it
Well,
does because I'm just thinking of him. I'm kind
Yes.
of just thinking of him. So, but then
Yeah.
it's believable that he could be a part of this Legion guy, and then you're like, oh, you're playing a bad guy. Cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
in. All right. But yeah, no, this
Yeah. So we're
camp.
gonna be visiting Caesar again.
Well, good to know.
Be fun, but at least now we know how to do it all.
Yeah, yeah. Just put it
So
back
much
up.
stuff. I'm like, I don't have to think about it anymore. It's been
Get
done.
those,
You know,
get those same
moving on.
30 guys out there. Go redo what you
Yeah,
did and make it better, make it
exactly.
bigger.
Not so
Um,
great for them, but better for
well,
me.
this set was super fun because it was like a new thing. This is theoretically an Area 51.
yeah.
And this is not a game, by the way. And so the showrunners came up with this idea that there was that for some reason, all the world stored all of its valuable stuff ahead of time and buried it all in sand, the whole thing to preserve it as like a vault sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's very, and there's this is out in Ontario.
Mm.
These period hangars out there. I remember shooting from something else. And weirdly, this is supposed to be in a big sand dune, right? They had torn up they had refurbished the runway
Airport. Yeah.
and they took giant piles of
Sand.
dirt and debris and they were outside like sand dunes. So
Yeah.
some of
You
the shots
embraced
in
it.
here aren't CG because we actually did. So we had period hangers next to giant lumps of sand. And then we shot the establisher at
Perfect.
Dumont Dunes up in near Baker. But this was sort of a Raiders of the Lost
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ark kind of thing, right? And of course they're going, well,
Yeah.
and the visual effects guy, Jay Worth, he goes, what are you going to give me? And I said, she's going to give you everything.
I mean, it's premier props, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
There is no extensions in this set. It's all.
wow.
It was a lot of fun actually trying to figure out how to
And it was such a
display.
crazy mix
Yeah.
of we made up.
Yeah, it's a great mix. It's a
Yeah.
great mix of like you got the Egyptian, you got the Mona Lisa, you've got
Engine.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a giant engine she found on the bottom
That's
left
super
there. It's a
cool.
turbine.
That old Beechcraft airplane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the framework of an airplane. We just kind of,
It was fun. I mean, it was a lot. I think we had
yeah, she wasn't
50.
real happy with me until I
50.
laid out
Yeah.
the plan.
I think we had like I don't know if it was 20 or 50 trucks full of stuff. I want to say 50.
I
Um,
believe it. I believe
we had to
it.
build all the shelves, and it was a huge space, and of course they just kind of walk
They
through
cut-
it.
They just walk through. I know. I know. I've done like an archive like this and I was like, "Oh, the scene's over." Ooh.
Yeah. Well, at least
but
Yes.
later on,
Yeah.
because there was so much good stuff in it, we hadn't actually shot. There was another, of course, there were endless scenes in somebody's like room.
Right. In
And I
this
was going like, oh God, which is this one?
Yeah.
And then I said, what if he's like a very egotistical guy.
Yeah, he's hoarding it.
Wants to take over the world. He just takes all the good shit.
Yeah.
And so
That was good.
that wasn't in the script or anything. And I picked
Yeah.
a very big room, which actually was our metal shop at,
At
At
Melody.
the, at
at
the
Melody
stage.
Ranch. And I was
Well, it's got great lighting.
it had great
Yeah.
windows.
Yeah. I could see why.
Do you remember Howard sneakily did one of his behind the scenes in Area 51? Remember when you were doing your
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was like a little chat after one of the episodes, and you were talking about Area 51. Maybe you weren't in it, but you were talking about it and they were showing pictures. So you could see, in the in the behind
Behind
the
the scenes.
scenes, you could
Oh,
actually
you can
see
see it.
the set better.
Yeah. But this was a really fun set because it was all based on like Winston Churchill's underground
Oh,
thing, and then a kind of a kind of a medievally, and so Jules found some great like sculpture, and then they're into banners and
Yeah,
all that kind of. So it was
fun.
that was really fun to do, and a big felt. I said,
and
oh,
this
the
map.
table should have that felt
Yeah.
covering, and just that whole war room look.
Is
Yeah.
this white? This is felt? This is like a map
No,
on
no,
felt?
the tabletop, I
Oh, the
think.
tabletop. Oh, I
That,
see.
that
Yeah.
navy blue felt. No, that map we had was
That was
painted
just yeah.
on fabric. Yeah. Or I think I can
Was it just printed? I think it was just printed, wasn't it?
oh, it was printed.
Yeah.
You're right. It
We
was
just added little weird shapes, and of course, art department was adding all these kind of fun things.
it was based on a
doing.
war
Yeah.
map, like a war, because they don't, it's all, like a combination of hand done stuff. There's
Yeah.
nothing technical,
But then
no technology.
of course, when the episode came out, all the
Oh, God.
Fallout guys were trying to see if the map was correct.
I'll never
Right.
put a map
That's
up.
exactly what I was gonna ask. Like, well, was it
no.
in the game or is it like
Like,
people follow?
I based it off a map from the 1760s of California on purpose.
mm,
To
But
throw people off?
according to the fans, I did something else, but I
Yeah.
did not. It's based on, we had a rights cleared map from the 1760s
yeah.
where things aren't in the right place. And I
And they
thought, oh, that's
spotted it.
great. I
They
like
got it.
no, and they were going, well, things are in the right place, but then we copied something, and I said, no, it's all made up.
Yeah.
But no, they were,
The fans were like, "Shouldn't this be over here more?" And you're just like, "Oh,
oh, no.
Do you find it though the pressure of like, appeasing the fans?
Like I probably won't do this map again unless it's
Mm.
fully better. We had a map of like the vaults,
Yep.
where the vaults were in season one, and then I talked to Bethesda like every 5 minutes about like because they never did one,
yeah."
and so I had to make that up, but I got them to bless it. And this one I kind of didn't do that, and I won't do that again. So
Well,
Yeah, and
but it
yeah,
sparks conversation.
it's such a graphic centered.
But you have people looking at the set. Like that's the most important. Like people are pausing and looking at the sets.
Yeah.
That's great. Like that's the best part.
It's like, and literally, there's something from season one. It's something on a chalkboard because
Oh, yeah.
I have to do the layouts for the friggin' chalkboard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's such a pain, but because the history is like
Yeah.
that. And so they caught one thing on this chalkboard, and it has
Yeah.
sent a
Turned
ricochet.
into
Yeah, apparently it's wrong in the game. And
Oh. Wow.
it's
What thing you have
something,
no,
it was something, and
you
that
can't.
I sort got it blessed, and
Yeah. And you
but
Yeah.
nobody knew it. Just like because the people who play the game
Yeah.
actually know sometimes more about the game than the
The
people who
makers.
Good for
originally
them.
made
Yeah.
the game, and it becomes this whole thing. But
Well,
but
yeah,
it's fun. I mean, it's really fun.
but
But they also notice the stuff you put down. They go, oh,
Yeah.
they did this so
Yeah.
and so.
Yeah.
once you commit it to the set, then if you have a date, like you said, or a fixed point, people can really obsess about it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, we're not.
It's more like
Yeah,
fun.
it's
It's
Yeah.
more
fun.
like
Yeah.
we don't not.
And here's the
different.
polar opposite. So
I know. I loved this. I was like, oh, this is fun, clean. Look at this
Yes.
window wall and like
All
the
based
order.
on how many tanker deaths we can get in the same.
no, it was because
I mean,
I
I've
saw the location, and I called Jules and I said, "How many tanker deaths can you get me?"
Yeah.
yeah, in the good place I had this problem too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was that.
That's the whole point. It is repetitive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it had to be.
It
Yeah.
has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was a great location because everybody thinks there's a secret underground layer, but it's actually a building in Mar Vista. And it's an empty office building that was built on spec, and it's completely insane. So like one character in a suit of armor approaches the thing, and you see this thing, and everybody go, oh, it's all CG. And I go, it's not. I made them shoot this whole sequence at night, by the way, because it's supposed to be underground.
Well, that's
We
what I was
were
asking.
shooting interiors at night, trying to explain to people why we had to put everybody into nights for interior shooting, but it's because it's supposed to be underground.
Well, that's what I was gonna like. Did they black out those windows? First of all, I thought it was a set. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I thought this was a build because it's a
Yeah.
crazy
No,
window
it was
wall.
a real location. It was really cool. And the inside of the building looked like the architects were crazy. All the walls are slanted and there's
Oh,
cement. And it was like, so we built parts of the set, parts of
Mm.
certainly the complex we built, but the original building was so wacko. I was
yeah.
just like so excited.
Oh, wow.
And this big space, yeah, no, we didn't build this.
The rapper
Rapper
building
building. Yeah.
in
No.
Culver City.
Culver City. I said Martha.
It's kind of it's got like concrete wrapped around. It's right by the one of the train
It's
stations.
the like the Erigo and Moss building down by there, off
Yeah.
of Jeffers. No,
Yes.
Yeah.
National,
National.
National, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's and
Then
it's
I do know this, but yes.
Yeah. So then, we took this very modern building and then, okay, how do we get the retro? The retro is the lighting,
the
which
Barton thing.
also,
Yeah.
yeah, and trying to rig this lighting.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's actually in different scenes, it's slightly different because we came up with a new rigging system because you can't attach anything. It's
Right.
and
Yeah.
we couldn't hang it
Because how
up.
high up does it go? How high is it?
Yeah, it's two
3
stories.
stories at least.
Oh, because there's a balcony that looks down on
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah. That
Yeah.
this is shot from the balcony. Yeah,
But at first, when this first scene pops up and you see it, it's very short, and I was like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks." I was so glad we went back to it. I was like, "Oh, thank God." That room was a lot of work.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it was the polar opposite of most of our sets. It was just like
Yeah,
everything was identical and exact and perfect, and I could just go,
very clean.
"Lovely,
Yeah.
goodbye."
It
I
was
don't
so
even know how you got all those lamps. Did you buy those lamps? Those desk
Yep,
lamps?
we
Yeah.
had to find
You can't.
bajillion lamps. The overhead lovely things, those Art Deco beautiful things. That's just EC props. So
Oh, they're beautiful.
we as many as we could. I think they have like 100. We used like 100 lights at one point.
Oh my
Yeah, and the
God.
lighting is so important in the
Yeah.
show and that kind of source of it all. And so this immediately tells you where you are. So and then, so then I could build the set and we just pop this
Move
lighting
the
in
light.
and it would
Yeah.
make it all feel like the same place. And
Yeah.
it's such a different look too from
Yeah, you'll
everything.
see at the end the woman whose
All
head,
the
that one.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, this was fun because I said, Jules, you got to get me some actual reel to reel computer.
That
Oh
worked.
yeah. EC?
Yeah.
Where did yeah.
I think we had one. Yeah. I think we had one that actually worked.
No, there were more. In
Was
the end, we got them to work,
Okay.
some of them to work.
The
Right.
people in the back just going like
Yeah.
turning
And,
Yeah, exactly.
and so,
Yeah.
so you can see so Lucy in the yellow dress in the upper right, she's actually standing in that's the location behind her. They comp this
Oh, I
together.
see.
And this is a set, but that room had this very slanted walls like you're seeing here.
Mm.
And I just said, okay, I'm just going to continue the walls till they hit a point. So this was like for this, I mean, that set was 60 feet long.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
Yeah, and it just goes into a point, and then we kind of force perspective it a little
It
bit
was
more.
probably also the end of the
Yeah,
budget.
and then I
end
put,
of the
and then I
budget.
said, oh, and the floor has to light up. So everybody was like, it was like, and of course, this is like
End of the budget set.
it kind of was, but
it doesn't look like it.
but I kept going. Fortunately, I had a really good illustrator. You can see it, and he kind of
Yeah.
uh, did these really simple sketches, but and then that's how I could sell the producers that yes, we should really
Yeah. I mean it's
head on a table. So,
all of the themes are very poignant because they're all moving the story along in some way. So it's like you can't really cheap out on anything. You can't really say
No.
like this is a throw. You have no throwaway sets at all. They're all like in
Yes.
no, but even that, like
Mm.
you can see it barely on the upper left one. There was a big console. Oh, you can see it. Lucy's standing by it. There's
Yeah.
these crazy consoles with. We have all these retro console things. We're like the show of retro consoles.
Yes.
So,
is
uh,
this you also built all of those pods, the walls with the pods.
oh yeah, so
Those
that
are
was fun
incredible.
because in season one, they wrote this cryo room in, and I'm going, and we were literally out of money and time. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so for season one, I just took something that we had that was part of the vault set that had this sort of entrance. And I said, okay, it's a room and it looks like, and I had the concept guy, we built out what it would look like. And then we only built like two tanks.
Mm.
And then, so that was all a digital extension. So when second season, they write an entire sequence in
Yeah,
a room that I only have 2 tanks, and it's an entire entire. So then I had to build. We actually had to physically build it to match
the
what the
others.
digital extension. I
Yes.
mean, I had modeled it, so and we
Yeah.
had 3D modeled it
Going
and stuff,
backwards.
but then we had to make it all, and it was like it was.
And they have to open. They gotta
Oh
move.
yeah, they all had to work, and then and then there's a crazy thing where they make the human ladder, and
Right, right.
for better or worse, it was like early scene, and I just kind of made it all up, and before we had anybody on, so when they arrived,
Yeah.
they're going, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, and then it's also
But I
the
had to
old,
convince the stunt guy, okay,
yeah,
how can we do this without stunt people?
and it's the old, we want to not see but see, and then there's a name, but we don't want to read the name, and we don't want to see
yeah,
who's
yeah,
in
it
the
was
pile.
very critical, like who's
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, it's all
And
the
also
crew. The
the
crew names are
creative-
in there. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I know that I'm at the end of my time here, but two things. I loved how you made what is it, Center Stage Studios downtown.
Oh
And
yeah,
Oh,
trash.
I I was like, I bet those people freaked out when
I
they
mean,
saw what
They
you
were
did to
good
that
about it.
lobby.
They were good about it. We dumped all that sand.
Oh
I
my
never.
God.
I
I
know.
know.
Like
Yeah.
we got a little carried away with the sand, but like helicopters were circling over it. I said, "How can I?" Because we've shot there, and actually, season 3 of Westworld, we actually were based out of
Yeah.
there. And I going, and and sometimes you have a location like that, and go, "Okay, it's been shot. It's been shot." I said, but I was so happy when I kind of went like, I get to trash it.
Yes. Yes.
It was
Yeah.
like we just went in and trashed it.
Those
Well,
damn elevators. I was like, oh, look at this. I
and no
hate this
one, no one
elevators.
trashes that place. You just never
No, no, that's why I wanted to ask because you can't, I mean, you can't put anything on the walls, really. I mean, you can only stick
yeah,
things on there. You
No,
can do
we,
anything.
we really, but
you
they
know.
were good about it,
Yeah.
and then I'll have to say, and there was a lot of sand in the lobby too, to
Yes.
get it all out. Trying to get it all out was good, but we had a great crew who and
And the
no,
cleanup
and
crew.
we have to go back there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, put it
you
this
had
way,
to be
they're letting
nice.
us come back.
They're
Yeah,
letting
Yeah.
us
they're letting us
yeah.
come back. So yeah, it was. I think everyone's mind was blown there because we've all shot there,
Yeah.
and it's you've just never seen a ounce of
But I did,
anything bad.
but
Yeah.
I just like it gave me a lot of pleasure just
It was, yes,
that-
I'm gonna say my jaw dropped and I smiled at the same time. Like,
That's a good combo.
wow, that's awesome that they got to do that. The other thing is your choice for palette in the underground and every place else, like the blues and everything, like that choice you made in season 1 and carrying it through and doing all that retro stuff. Is that um is the blues significant to you, like keeping blues in there? Because I don't really see a lot of blues anywhere else. I mean, she's wearing blue the whole time.
well,
Yeah.
that was it. It was that vault. You're stuck from the game with that vault blue
Oh,
suit,
okay, yeah,
and so and sort of instead of like trying to diminish it, I just used it as it becomes our hero color,
yeah,
Mm.
right?
yeah,
So and it often shows up when Lucy's, you know, like so we kind of use it sparingly.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
We use
notice
it to
her.
say
Yeah.
something because everything else is so like especially in the post-apocalyptic world. But so for the
Mhm.
non-post-apocalyptic, for the pre-war stuff, we use a lot of yellows and reds and really warm tones, and it's the blue that's is different. So
yeah,
it was just a way of making Lucy is sort of the main center of everything. So we kind of just
Well, and she's out of
visually wanted to carry her color
she's
through it.
out of her suit now, isn't she?
yeah. She's in her yellow dress now.
So I mean, we got to find a new blue, Howard.
Yeah.
No, but
We
it's
just tried to
changing.
paint the dog.
Actually, it's a good. I didn't actually ask what she's wearing.
Yeah. What is she wearing?
No, we're just getting started. I just gotta.
That's exciting.
Okay.
I also love that round desk that you gave, I forget her name, but the blonde
Oh
with
yeah,
the pads. I
the
love that.
overseers.
That
Yeah,
round desk is fantastic.
That's an,
that's
yeah,
a build.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was.
that's it. That's a game.
You mean in the one in the overseer's office?
In
Or
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
It's such a wacko desk.
I know. It's fantastic.
I'm excited to see what Stephanie's going to do. I'm excited about her character this
Yeah,
season.
I don't know where that's going. My biggest question for the show is, when does he get the accent? Because he
Get the what?
doesn't have an accent in all of the flashbacks.
Oh, you mean her Canadian A?
No, Walter Goggins.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what I want to know. He's not Southern in any of the flashbacks.
Okay.
I
That's all
don't
right.
know. I mean, you don't have to tell me, but like,
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in his future goal, it does lean a little bit into
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you're right. I didn't.
oh yeah, he does.
You know,
Now
he's tired. He's drunk. He's falling apart.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Well,
he can't accept.
As a
what-
ghoul,
Wait a
he's
minute,
got an
maybe it's
accent. That's all I know.
Maybe it's like me, because I grew up in the South, but I buried it, that thing. But if I have a couple of
Oh,
cocktails,
me too. I'm from Philly. I'll take it out. I'll take it out on you.
it comes out. So yeah,
From Philly.
Yes.
good.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you. I actually want to come and see your sets maybe this season. Like, I would love
I mean, dude, it's like you'd have to be hired on as a crew member. You know.
Oh, that's right.
Hey,
Ethan can sneak me on.
everything has changed that way now, because like we used to have.
We could get you on for a daily.
We'll figure it out. We'll
I
get.
see. Because they're amazing. I mean, bravo. They're so amazing, and you have such a spectrum of what you're covering here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We're just happy to be in California.
Yes, we
are.
are too.
We have jobs.
We're very
Go
happy that you're here.
Industry, go Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's great. Our the executive Jonah Nolan, he actually was really he was really meant a lot to him to try to get the
incentives.
to get the incentive. And so they, because we had like probably the biggest set in town at the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of visiting sets, he organized all these senators and stuff came out. I had to do
It was cool.
I had to do
Oh, that's great.
a pony show through the whole thing of walking through the vault, because none of them had actually seen like a full-on, like what our industry can do
with how many people
and how many people are employed and what
Oh, that's a great visual.
and because of him, he kind of really, and then they went up and lobbied and all this stuff, but he ran, so it was great. We gave tours of stuff, and I was happy to do it. The fact that it actually happened was great.
It was we were quite
bravo to him. That's a great thing to do. I mean, they should come and visit, see where your money's being spent, see how much growth you're giving us.
Commercial shoot. This is like, there's 1,000 people here. Or
this is a feature. You guys are doing features, really. I don't care what they say.
We're glad to do that. That's nice.
Season 3 out. Here we come.
Yep.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you so much. So that was production designer Howard Cummings and set decorator Julie Ochipinti on Fallout Season 2. And honestly, just the level of craft and the amount of work and detail that they have put into these sets, and you heard it. It's just amazing. So please check out the show. I love when the design is ambitious and still feels so character driven. And Fallout really does that. It's massive and it's detailed and there's fun sets and it's dirty and I love it. It's like when she was saying, like, I like to do the dirty sets and everything. Like, yeah, that's the fun sometimes. But the contrast, look at the contrast that they got to do. It's awesome. It's an awesome type of show. And it's something that, like, decorators and designers, I know we look for, because it's exciting. You get to create these worlds. They're creating it out of nothing. I mean, they're following the game, but not really, as they said, like making up those little posts and everything. They're doing research themselves and integrating it into the story. It's awesome. So congratulations to them. Thank you so much for giving me the time with them. Thank you, Howard and Julie, so much. So make sure you are subscribed to the Decorating Pages newsletter that comes out every time I have an episode. So it's not gonna fill up your inbox. I'm just telling you what's on the episode of the week. And you can watch clips and full interviews on the Decorating Pages YouTube channel. If you want even more design talk, behind the scenes insight, and deep dives, again, subscribe on iTunes and Patreon for the Gold Room episodes. So I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wannop for Decorating Pages.